bit of a mixed bag this week. What can I say? I can't just have one topic and then start and finish in the video. So let's talk about 5 different things in a random scatterbrain format. You ready, set, let's go. So today we are working on the 1964 Pontiac Bonneville, and one of the things I was trying to get accomplished was pushing out the bushings in the lower control arms, both the front and rear lower control arms. These were original, the rubber was pretty rough shape, and I've done these a few times, usually with just a hammer and chisel, and drilling out the rubber is a whole mess. So this time, with better air and better air lines, I'm using an air chisel. It was gifted to me by my brother, and I never really appreciated how awesome of a tool this is until I had a real good air supply, and this thing is an absolute beast. You'll see one of the bushings I pick up just completely destroyed. It would push the chisel right through, full Angry Beaver style. But it's funny because the first 2 bushings or 3 bushings, they came out like almost unscarred, and I thought, you know what, I should get a video of this and how well this is working. And then every bushing after that, it seems like just completely fought me. The system improved as I got to the end of it, but skipping ahead some of the angry faces, and that was the 12th bushing pushed out right there. So fun stuff. And a little quiet time cleanup. I don't know why I enjoyed keeping a clip of this in there, but this is just how much stuff was shook loose from the control arms. It was rough. Can't recommend the Ingersoll Rand air chisel enough though. That thing is just an absolute animal. All right, let's move on. So the aftermath of getting the bushings pressed out, and then also the bump stops and the ball joints, a little bit of cleanup time in the parts washer. That crescent wrench was a $1 find at a Habitat for Humanity restore. I happened to have some time to kill while getting a windshield replaced, and they had quite a selection of tools actually. That one was just greasy for some reason. But getting these things cleaned up, they're going to end up in the glass cabinet soon, and then pretty close to pushing the bushings back in. Alright, so we're going to start with the design on the winch Fairlead style bracketry. So I have 3 rollers. I have it shown here in a single part, but these got printed separately and then assembled, 1/4 inch through holes to give you a sense of scale, and it engages into the teardrop pallet racking. So it doesn't need contained from the top. The reason for this is so that I can pull my torch on a hose reel out and around the corner, jump over to the MIG pliers. My MIG pliers usually just live in a hole in the table, but I don't like that, and then they just don't have a home. So this is tilted slightly to allow it to kind of lean away from the table so you can grab it. I'll show the video of me cycling it. But 5/8 diameter rare earth magnets pressed in and then riveted in place with countersunk rivets. So. All right, so look at this cute little guy. So we've got a captive roller, a roller on the side, and a roller on the outside. So the reason I grab my torch, and then if I want to drag it out the door, I can loop it through here. So I loop that guy in there, and we'll see if this works. I'll set up a tripod. All right, good but not great. Let's take it up. Not bad. So in practice, I'm gonna go back and add the rivets later, countersunk rivets, but the magnet's pressed in tight enough that it seems to be working pretty well, as long as it's pointing up or also on the flat. I kinda like this. A little quick draw action. And as long as it's located vertically. So that's kind of nice. Let's go over here. Let's put it on my cart. All right, last but not least, I had this little intricate corner that needed to be repaired on the Bonneville radiator support. And I thought this would be a good one to 3D print a stamping die. So just to give a sense of scale, this whole part that we're looking at is 1 3/4 by 3 inches. So not huge, but it has a pretty tight radius here in the corner. And I didn't do a good job getting video of the process, but this is just a 2-part stamp. So you cut a rectangular blank to drop in 18 gauge cold rolled steel. This is the upper die, and then I sandwich this between 2 pieces of steel and smash it in my little Harbor Freight press. So I'll overlay some images of the process, and then it eventually got trimmed out and TIG welded in. Looks great, worked great. I'll go into more depth on this process some other time, but just a little teaser for today. So this is week 26 of me making a video every week. Some of them have been pretty short, and some of them have been a little on the longer side, a mixed bag of content, but that's just how this shop is going to be forever. So if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. If you like these videos, leave me a comment. If you don't, leave me a comment. If you have any ideas for what I can do to improve, I'm constantly trying to make small adjustments and improvements in the editing and the audio, the video, all of it. Trying to get more comfortable and grow myself as I grow this whole endeavor. So much rambling to say thanks again, and as always, I'll see you guys next week.